All right, and welcome to the We Got It podcast. As always, I'm your host, Jonah, along with Abby. And we have a special guest with us tonight breaking down Michigan State's victory over North Dakota State today. None other than Spartan dog himself, Connor George, three-time Big Ten champion.
Heck yeah.
Member of the 2019 Final Four team. So if there's somebody who knows a thing or two about winning in March, Connor's our guy. Thanks for coming, Connor.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm very happy to be here. Thank you, guys.
Oh, we're so appreciative. I mean, we have to start with, you just rolled so many wonderful things into one intro. Michigan State is past the round of 64. Heck yeah, with a dominant win over the Bison. I, for one, was not expecting that, but I'm always a little nervy when it comes to March. Connor, take us through how you were feeling watching that game, what that experience was like for you, thoughts on the game. Lay it all on us.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, watching it, I was with a big group tonight, and it was fun because I get to see, as opposed to me playing in it, I got to see kind of the atmosphere and support that we have watching it, because everyone that I was with a group of 40 to 50 people tonight watching the game.
That's awesome.
And everyone just diehard Spartan, and they're half of them are I don't know if I can come tonight because I like watching it on my couch alone and yelling at the TV, and half of them are oh, I can't wait to see the other half that wants to yell at the TV, and they're all watching it together, and it was awesome. And just me thinking back on it, I did actually have a lot of thoughts. It brought me back to when I was playing and what I was missing out on, but what we were doing as a team. Everyone's got your back, and it was really cool to kind of put it in perspective while I was watching 50 other random people support MSU and yelling at the TV screen, and it was a really cool experience. And it was honestly goosebumps, just what we were able to accomplish when I was in college was pretty awesome, and it was really fun to watch. I thought we played great, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my analysis of the game. I'm very happy.
I think we can leave it right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great game. We're good. We can go home.
A couple other one seeds tonight, had a couple sweater games, and we
Totally.
have to deal with that.
We
so
love
thank
to
God.
see that. Yes.
Right.
Yes. And there's been a few games this season where we've had to sweat a little bit. So, I loved just sitting back in the first half and being okay, this is happening. We're doing the things that we're supposed to do.
Yeah, I know. March can be stressful enough just with all the basketball going on, so it's nice to have a game where you don't have to sweat it out and kind of can just enjoy watching good hoops and watching Michigan State basketball. And really just felt like tonight was Michigan State basketball just really playing into their identity, their defensive identity, and just the way that they were moving as a team, communicating, rebounding, pushing on the break, just all the pillars of what Tom Izzo has kind of instilled in this program were on display. And that's what you want to see this time of year, is Michigan State basketball playing Michigan State basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. We're coming into form at the right time. And we've been playing good all year, but seeing where we're at right now in March, this type of year, you can't count us out for any game. I don't care if you say that we have a hard region. I really don't care. It's one game at a time, and the fact that we're looking this good and everybody's on the same page right now is very exciting to see. I would pick us. I just like what I'm seeing right now. And it's fun to watch, and I think they got it going right now. Izzo has his lineups, Trey Fort, honestly, coming in and looking like that. Who knows?
I loved it. It was amazing.
Who's gonna scout Trey? He hasn't played as much this year, and now he's someone that you gotta watch film on, and I'm excited. I think we took a lot of steps in the right direction today.
And that's the thing, I think, with the Spartans, like you said, you can't ever count them out, but I also don't think you can ever fully anticipate what they're going to throw at you. Yes, there is the mantra of, they're going to be just all over you with their defense, but those little elements, the adjustments that they can make, the different players they can throw at you on different rotations, I think says a lot. And I think we could sit here and break down the North Dakota State win a lot. I mean, just some huge stat lines coming out from Carson Cooper with 20 points. Cohen Carr was just all over it on both sides of the ball. I think he put up 17 points. I think he went on like a 7-0 run just by himself at one point in the second half. But I'd love to talk to you more just like about that experience where you were kind of just reflecting back on, you know, one, being able to kind of experience it through other people's eyes today of like, oh, wow, other people were probably doing that for your team and they were doing that for your team back in 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, you know. But then also just like you said, taking the games one at a time. I can't imagine what that looks like for players. Can you kind of walk us through like what does this look like going from round of 64 to round of 32? You're, you know, scouting a new team. You don't really know who you're playing until that same day. Like all of those things, kind of what was your experience?
No, that's a great question. So obviously to prepare the week, you have Selection Sunday. It starts right then. So we have our student managers are going through, they're getting every single bit of film that they can on North Dakota State and Louisville and South Florida. So that's our first weekend. So we really break it down into weekends. They're getting more film on like potential matchups in the future, but we're really focused on the first 2 games of the weekend. So our managers are gathering up as much film every single game, breaking down every single player, individual, you know, scouts or film on every single player on North Dakota State. And then at the same time, we have a couple of assistant coaches that are breaking down both Louisville and South Florida. So we practice, and we're only focused as players on North Dakota State. For some reason, I can't say their name, but
I couldn't either. If you listened to our episode earlier this week, I messed it up so many times.
Why do we have 4 names in one? No, okay. North Dakota State, and we're fully prepared on them going into Thursday.
Okay.
So Sunday, well, we really will practice for the first time on Monday through Wednesday is all North Dakota State with a little bit of probably the higher seed. So we'll look at like 2 to 3 plays on the higher seed of the other. So Louisville, we'll look at a couple of their plays just so we know it. So like in case we win, we're familiar a little bit with the top ranked team. Like Louisville over South Florida.
You're not just starting from scratch with, 36 hours between you and that game. Yeah,
so we're going to learn all of NDSU's plays. We scout them just like a normal game, like a normal Big Ten game or anything. Go through scout team, practice, and we're only focused in practice when we're defending on the opponent that we have at hand. Now we beat North Dakota State. And it's immediately, we get some food, we go to the hotel, we only have a 24-hour prep before we're really not going to practice ever again for the opponent. And we know we're familiar with Louisville's top 3 plays. Scout team is going to break down probably 15 to 20 of their top plays, whether it's baseline out of bounds plays or regular plays. And then they'll go through the main 3. And then they'll go through the other 17 of Louisville right now. They're walking through right now. So they ate dinner, they watched film, they did the individual scout on every single player. So whether you're a guard or a big, you know exactly what the opponent's going to do, what their tendencies are. And then we go through their plays. Like, what do they do? What plays do they run? How are we going to defend it? And that's what they're doing tonight. And so that's like kind of their pre-test. They'll go to bed, they'll wake up in the morning, watch more film, go through all their sets, and then go back to practice, and then practice it live. So hopefully in about 12 hours, they know all of this stuff, and they can practice it, and they can prepare.
That is wild. Wow, you did such a great job of walking us through that, but that is wild to think about.
No, I think just that turnaround time.
Oh my gosh.
And having to memorize 20 plays in an evening, I feel like sounds like a lot. And I can imagine they're not on a court tonight. They're probably at the hotel learning those plays.
Yeah.
How hard is that to
You got the ballroom.
Yeah.
So
when you're already doing all of that, I can imagine on a very, maybe not as much in this game since you had a little bit of breathing room against NDSU, but on a, a tired body, a tired mind, and then you're going and you're putting more information in, and then you're trying to get some rest tonight, and then you're immediately having to take all of that logical information and put it into physical practice.
Yeah.
The more that we do this podcast, and I think that's been like the cool side of doing this is, we really started it for just kind of being like a voice for all Spartan fans, whether you have been following the team for 50 years and you know every stat about Tom Izzo and every team that he's ever had, or you're a freshman at Michigan State and you're just like trying to get into the fandom. Like that was really our goal. But I think one of the cool things about it has just been really seeing how incredible student athletes are, which maybe feels like a duh moment. But just the more I'm around the athletes and learning about them and watching them play and like hearing these sorts of behind the scenes things, you're like, you are so elite at so many levels, like not just physically, but mentally and problem solving and just being resilient. Like there's just so many incredible aspects about student athletes. It's really remarkable. We feel so honored to have you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll take all that, I guess. But no, if I could piggyback off that, like we were trying to win a national championship, right? All those years. So like it's really not hard,
Yeah.
Our mindset, we have one goal, and that's really what we're locked in on, and that's what preaches to us the whole year. It's like it's March, like it's time to lock in, and we all really invested into that, and we cared about that. So like everyone, no matter what your job was to do your role, fill your role, help us advance, win the first round, win the first weekend, and then let's win the second weekend. So it's 2 games a week. It's not we have to win 6 games. It's let's win 2 games, get back to square one, scout, right, on that first game of the second week, and then let the coaches do their job on the second week. We'll have a game plan ready in place. So we as players, we trust the coaches, and that's really where it comes from, and we does a heck of a job getting us all prepared.
So when you were at Michigan State, especially thinking about the year you guys made the Final Four, on Selection Sunday, you see that bracket. As a player, are you just kind of looking at first opponent and then who you could be playing second round, or you're also like kind of doing what us fans do and being like, oh, okay, here are the potential matchups. Okay, we might face Duke, we might face whoever. Or are you like just like, okay, we'll worry about that when it gets there, but we got to just focus on these 2 games?
That is a great question. So there's a funny story about that. At the beginning of the year, let me take you back a little bit, okay? So
Please do.
At the beginning of the year, we would watch games after our games, and we'd put on the TV, and there'd be college games on, and my roommates were like Jack Hoiberg, Matt McQuaid, Kyle Arns. So we would go back to our apartment
What a
after
group.
games. We would turn on the TV, and Duke would be on, and we're like, at the beginning of the year, we're like, whoever matches up with these guys are in trouble. like we would look at each other. We're like, who the hell is this guy? Like Zion, RJ, they were monsters, right? So, anyways, that's a little bit of a story. But anyways, moving on. When the Selection Sunday came about, we were all in the Breslin. We were watching it. We saw the draw. And we're like, nobody wants to match up with them earlier in the year. We saw it, and we're like, all right, we're going to have to match up with Duke. But we were playing our best basketball. And it was a different time of the year. And we actually went into the locker room after Selection Sunday. We didn't know who we were going to play, but we knew it was, hey, let's get Bradley. Let's get Minnesota. It was one by one. But we weren't scared when Selection Sunday came out and Duke was in our region.
That's awesome.
We were like, we're good enough right now to beat them. Everybody's playing so well. Cueto, Kenny, everyone's filling their roles. Xavier, Cash. Nobody can stop them in a pick and roll, So we felt confident with our style of basketball, but if it was at the beginning of the year, I would have said, damn, we got screwed. But when Selection Sunday happened, we were like, let's take it one by one. And the coaches did a good job of focusing us up on one game at a time.
Yeah.
And they were like, let's get Bradley, let's get Minnesota. Now we move on to LSU. Then we go to Duke. Let's beat LSU. And like the coaches were telling us individually, like, I promise you, if you guys get through LSU, we'll get you through Duke. And we believed them. And so we
Yeah.
just focused on LSU in week 2. We beat them, and we had a great scout, and we beat Duke. So
Yeah.
easy as that.
I think that win over Duke, and this is from a person who loves to sit on my couch and yell at the TV, as you were saying earlier. Like,
do I.
literally one of my favorite moments of my life
Yep.
was watching that game. It was similar. We were gathered in Indiana. For those of you who are listening, you've noticed that our setup's a little bit different behind us. We're hogging the nice aesthetics from my sister's house right now. But we were down in Indiana at my brother's house, and we have a video that my brother-in-law happened to like sneakily take of 10, 12
Yeah,
of us
at least.
packed into the living room. And the moment when they inbounded the ball and Cash was like running away, like trying not to get
Zion's
fouled.
trying to chase him.
And we
Yep,
all just
yep.
start jumping up and down. My sister's holding my nephew, and he just starts like crying because we're all like screaming our heads off. Oh my gosh! That's as a fan, I can't imagine how that would have been as a player. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And I think that's encouraging to hear too. Of just like, I think as fans, we look at the bracket and are like, "Are you kidding me? Like this
Yeah.
is who we're faced off again." We were just talking about this like an hour
Yeah.
ago. That Michigan State has been put in the same region as Duke. What
lot.
did I say?
It's like-
7 times since 2005, but
Yeah.
5 of those have been since 2018,
2018.
which
Right.
is just crazy.
Did they count
And then
COVID
obviously,
I think it's 5 out of since
No, I think it was 2018, 2019, 2022, 2023, and then this year. So
Yeah.
5
Insane.
since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But I think that's encouraging as a fan, one, because, beat Duke, like, get them out of
Right.
here. I'm always going to feel that way. But I think it's just cool to hear, like, that the guys aren't going to be intimidated by that, and that the coaching staff is going to be setting them up in just, like, a really great mentality to just keep chugging along through the NCAA tournament. It's really
And
awesome.
also, we played them tough earlier this
Yeah.
year. We're not
Yes.
scared. We're not
No.
scared. They're not. Our players are not scared of Duke.
No.
Like we played good. There's a few players that could have played better, and we know that we can get those 2 points back.
And I'm sure in that locker room, like, it's 12, 15 guys who are saying we should have beaten Duke and had that chip on their shoulder. If they get to that rematch again, to be able to knock them off, saying like, hey, we didn't maybe play our best, but we lost by a couple points. Like,
Yep.
we can get them next time.
Yep.
And having the opportunity just to get that revenge and potentially send them to the Final Four.
revenge.
I know it always sticks out to me. I think it was 2015 in the Elite Eight before Michigan State played Louisville. And I remember them showing, like, Coach Izzo to the team before the game, and he was saying, if you give me 2 hours, like, you'll have memories for, like, yourself, your kids, your grandkids for the rest of your life. And I know, like, you got to experience that in 2019 as well, like, reaching that Final Four. And, like, I know, like, the coaching staff, the support staff is probably, like, preaching that to the players. But I know, like, as a former player, I mean, obviously there's a couple Okemos guys now on the team. Like, what's your connection to the current team? And, like, do you kind of, former players, like, communicate that, knowing this, like, how big of a deal it is, not just for yourself to have that Final Four, but just being able to have that memory and achievement and accomplishment for, like, the rest of your life that you can look back to and, like, help motivate the current players to be like, this is a huge deal, and, like, you could carry that with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah. So, I am more in touch. Like, I'll send a text message to the coaching staff, like, hey, good luck. Like, I'm here with you. Malik Hall was the last person that I played with, so he was like the lone senior that I played with. I still go there enough to, like, say what's up to the guys now and talk to them a little bit. I personally probably don't keep in touch with the players enough. I keep in touch with the coaching staff a little bit more. But I do know a lot of my former teammates probably are more in touch with, like, the team and like texting them on game days more of that than I am personally. But I still keep in touch pretty every single week. Like, I texted one of our coaches and I'm like, I'm locked in. Like, good luck this week. Let's
Yeah.
go get two.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
love
And
it.
Right.
hype him up. And he's like, what do you need? You need something? And I'm like, no, man. I'm just pumped up. Like, let's go.
I love it.
And he's like, I love that. I love that. Like, let's go. And we're joking
Right.
around on text messages, but you know, I'll go back when I go back to the facility. I'll say what's up to everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm more of like personally, I'm more of like I keep in touch with the coaches because they coach
Yeah.
me. I have a personal relationship with them a little bit.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's kind of my route.
Yeah,
No, that
absolutely.
makes
And I think
sense.
too, there's just so much more to this Spartan community, even than that, right? Of, like, just you gathering with other Spartan fans today and all of that. I think it's just such a fun fan base to be a part
Yeah.
of. And we're already, probably overstaying our welcome here. We told you this would be brief. Before we
Got
let you
more
go,
questions? Let's go.
before we let you go, Connor, I just am curious. One, your thoughts on Louisville now that we know that that's going to be the matchup for Saturday. I don't know if you've had the chance to watch them much. I'm putting you on the spot here. Even if you haven't, just like vibes about Louisville, how you think the next round is going to go.
So I know, honestly, I haven't watched much of them. I watched them earlier in the year when they're on TV a little bit more, but like they're tough. Like they had a little bit of a down streak. They found their rhythm. I feel like last year a little bit more. Obviously now they have one of their better players is injured, right?
Yeah.
They were the most heavily predicted team to get upset by South Florida today.
Yep.
Yeah. I think you're right.
I switched it right at the last minute. I had them winning, and then I picked South Florida, and I went, why did I do
So
that?
they're
South Florida
up, like,
made them look
yeah,
good
like,
today.
They're up 28 points, and they end up
Yes.
blowing a lead to South Florida, who South Florida is good. Like, we got to give them credit. So
Right. However,
I'm not
Louisville also had 22 turnovers today, so I also feel like South Florida was making them look pretty good for only doing that.
Exactly. And I think we pressure the ball. Like, we pressure the ball
Yes.
on defense, and that's
Yep.
really what I was gonna go into is like the ball pressure, our defense. We're gonna be very prepared on Saturday. So defensively, like I said earlier in talking to you guys, is like we're gonna be prepared. We're gonna know all of their
Yeah.
stats. Jeremy Fears is so good at ball pressure. Like defensively, he's very tough, and we have a lot of veterans too in the back, like Jax and Coop. They've been there for so long. They're not gonna make mistakes like defensively.
Yes.
So like our core guys, that's where I think it's so tough to beat us in the postseason, is because we always have a core group of guys that just follow the game plan. They're veterans. They know what they're doing. Jeremy's going to apply the pressure. Coop, Jax, they know what they're doing. They've been bought in for years, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Which is uncommon in college. So
Right.
like they know our system. They know what we're trying to do. They respect and believe in the coaches. Like, so I mean, I have us winning the championship, if that says anything.
I love it. I love it.
Just like, I wonder if I can ask him how far he took Michigan State in his bracket. I
have him
love it. I was
winning
just going to say, you're getting me fired up for this Louisville game. I
Yeah.
love
I
it.
also
Totally.
had Duke losing in the first
Fantastic.
round, so that was almost there. But
Amazing. Man, I wish I had. I picked him out in the next round, so I'm hopefully
Yeah.
that's okay.
I know
Hopefully
your
not
dad
Ohio
is
State.
the. Yeah, I know that could be a interesting game against TCU. I know,
Yeah.
like Duke hasn't looked as much as world beaters as they had been earlier in the
Yeah.
season. So maybe they are vulnerable to get knocked out even before maybe Michigan State would even play them.
Yeah.
So
who knows?
We'll
Let them knock
see.
each
Right.
other
That's the
out.
beauty of the
I don't
tournament.
care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Knock each other
No
out.
kidding.
right.
Well, Connor, thank you so much for joining us. It's truly like such an honor to get to talk to you. Thanks for just walking us through like your previous experience, your current experience, and obviously your just passion for the team and the MSU community just really shines through. So thanks for sharing all of that with us.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Any last thoughts before we let you get out of here?
Go green. Let's do it. We got a month left.
Heck yeah, go
We'll
white.
go white.